Hello students, and welcome you all again to this video lecture series on chapter Introduction to Powder Metallurgy. In last lecture we have seen what is the steps required for producing the powder metallurgy product. In that we have seen the first step is production of powder, and in this lecture we will see now what are the various methods to produce the powder so that final product can be prepared by using that powder. So there are the number of ways of powder production which can be categorized into three types. First is mechanical methods of powder production, then chemical methods of powder production, and then physical methods of powder production. So the first, in mechanical methods of powder production, we will see chopping or cutting. Secondly, abrasion method. Third, machining method. Fourth, milling method. And fifth, cold stream method. Secondly, in chemical methods of powder metallurgy, we will see the reduction, oxidation, precipitation from solutions, thermal decomposition of compounds, hybrid decomposition, thermit reaction, electrochemical methods or electroplating methods. These all are the methods by using which we can produce the powder of a metal. These are the chemical methods. In this all we will see one important method, that is a reduction of oxides. That method we will see in detail. Next, physical methods of powder production. In that these atomization method comes. In that we will see the types of that atomization or physical method of powder production. First one is a water atomization, second gas atomization, and third special atomization methods. The choice of this specific technique for the powder production depends on the particle size, shape, microstructure, chemistry of the powder, and also the cost of process. Now the choice of specific technique for the powder production will depend on few factors, such as which kind of shape you require for the powder, which kind of size of the powder is required, and which kind of microstructure and chemistry of the powder is required. Particle size, we have seen in last lecture that particle size must vary between 2 micrometer to 200 micrometer, 4 micrometer to 200 micrometer, that you can vary in the powder metallurgy. This is the size of the powder. For shape, the shapes can be of the spherical, rounded, or cylindrical, spongy, aciculated, flaky, cubic, or aggregated. So these kind of shapes of powder can be prepared, and these shapes as well as size will depend on which kind of powder manufacturing method you are using. So it is important to study the powder manufacturing methods so that the final shape, size, and microstructure and chemistry of the powder you can judge, so that your final product will be with the accurate size as well as accurate properties. Firstly, we will start now the mechanical methods of powder production, and in that first one is a chopping or cutting. It is a very simple process and it is generally not used in application, but we can prepare the powder in mass production. This kind of process of chopping and cutting is not used. For special purpose you can use this. So in this process the strands of hard steel wire in diameter as well as small as 0.03 inches cut into the small pieces by means of a milling cutter, and this technique is usually employed in the manufacturing of cut wire shorts, which are used for peening and short cleaning. So very small pieces of wire or metal will be cut into small pieces by milling cutter, and this is used as one kind of a powder. So it has very limitations, that is it would however be difficult or costly to make the powders by this method, and for this reason it is not practicable or profitable to discuss the technique in detail. So in this technique small particles are produced by the cutting or chopping. So in mass production this is not used. Secondly, chopping or cutting in this process. Secondly, rubbing or abrasion method. There are the various ways in which the mass of the metal might be attacked by some form of abrasion. So what is the abrasion? Abrasion means a wear of a metal so that a small amount of powder will get produced from that metal. This is called as abrasion. This can be produced by rubbing also. That's why we are combine this rubbing or abrasion methods. So there are various ways of this abrasion methods. First one is rubbing of two surface. When we rub the two surfaces against each other, the hard surface removes the material from the surface of the soft material. So you can observe that whenever a hard metal is rubbed on suppose wood, then a small particles of wood will get removed. So this wood is nothing but a powder of that material, isn't it? Then when two metals, one is hard and one is soft, when rubbed to each other, then hard material will cut the small material into small particles, and these particles is nothing but a powder. So it is also having certain limitation. There will be the contaminations, as well as there may be the no control on the powder form, which kind of powder is there and what is the size of the powder. That's why this process is also not used for mass production. Secondly, second type of abrasion method is filing. Filing is also a process in which you are rubbing the hard material into soft material. Filing as a production method has been frequently employed, especially to the alloy powders, when the suppliers from the conventional source has been unobtainable. So whenever there is a powder requirement and supplier doesn't found, then in that case you can use for special purpose this filing process to get the powder. Such methods are also used for manufacturing of a coarse powders of a dental alloys. Filing can also be used to produce the finer powder of its teeth as smaller as possible. So commercially it is not feasible because it is also a tedious process. A particle size control is not there. Third type in that abrasion method is a scratching. If a hard pin is rubbed on the soft metal, the powder flakes are produced. Scratching is a technique actually used on a large scale for the preparation of a coarse magnesium powders. So whenever coarse magnesium powder is required, this scratching technique is used for producing the powder. This is the second mechanical method for producing the powder, that is abrasion method. Third, machining method. Machining process is used as an example lathe or a milling cutter, in which something more than just scratching is involved. Since the attacking the tool actually digs under the surface of the metal and tears it off. So machining process, milling or lathe machining process, in which you are removing some material from the softer component by a harder tool, and this can be formed in the powder also in the milling operation. On lathe machine, by applying a small force, we will get a fine chips. A large amount of machining scrap is produced in the machining operation. This scrap is in the form of chip, and turning it can be further reduced into size by grinding process also. By mixing and grinding, we can produce the smaller particles of that chip as well. So by machining process, we can get the powder of metals. This is again used in the small scale production, not for the large scale production machining. This is also a mechanical method. Fourth, that is a milling. A basic principle in a milling process is a application of impact and shear force between the two materials, a hard and soft, causing a soft material to be ground into fine particles. So similar to the machining, here just a milling process is there. Milling technique are suitable for the brittle materials. Generally, whatever we have seen, this milling process is suitable for brittle material. Two types of milling processes are there. First is ball milling and second is attrition milling. So in first, ball milling is an important process which is generally many times asked in exam. Mechanical method of production of powder, ball milling method. Ball milling is an old, relatively simple method for grinding a large lumps of material into smaller pieces and powder form. So in this method, one large rotating drum is there, and in that ball mill, that we will call it as a ball mill, mainly a rotating drum lined with the inside with a hard material is there, and that hard balls are also present inside that. These hard balls as a grinding medium which continue to impact the material inside the drum as it rotates the roll. Now whenever the drum rotates, these balls which are made up of a harder material are present inside the drum, which and also a raw metal material is also present, that will rub that metal material and remove the small particles of that metal material so that powder will get produced. This is the principle of production. The principle is based on the impact and shear force. Hard balls are used for mechanical wear of the brittle material and producing the powder. So this method is also generally used for the brittle material. Ball milling method is generally used for brittle material. You can see in that animation and diagram also. Limitations of ball milling process. The rubbing action causes the contamination of the powder since the balls are also get rubbed, so it is having some amount of contamination. External particles will also be there. The particles from the removed from the hard material also may be there in the powder. So this is one kind of limitation. Working hardening of the metal powder is caused during the milling. Work hardening, that means hardening of that metallic powder which we required is may get changed due to that rubbing continuous process. There is a possibility of excessive oxidation of the final powder. Excessive amount of oxidation process may get there, and due to that oxidation process, the small amount of other particles and water particles may get produced in that process. Quality of the powder is also poor by using a ball mill process. Particle welding as well as agglomeration may take place due to large generation of large amount of heat. There may be chances of production of welding joints between the powder and ball, or between the powder and powder also. Also one more thing to be take care while using this process is the speed of that ball mill must be moderate, not too much high or not too much less, because if the speed of that rotor or roll is too much high, in that case that powder will get, or that balls will get attracted towards the outer periphery due to centrifugal force, and there will not be any rubbing action takes place if speed is too much high. If speed is too much low, in that case also it will be creating problem. The powder the balls will not get that much contact between the metal, so that it will get rub, so that is also difficult. That's why the speed should be moderate for the ball mill process. Next type of that milling of mechanical method for production of powder is a cold stream process. First is a ball milling and second is a cold stream process. This process is based on the impact phenomenon caused by the impregnation of a high velocity particles against a cemented carbide plate. Now in this process the molten metal is broken up into a small droplets and rapidly frozen before the drops coming into contact with each other with the solid surface. This principal method is disintegrated a thin stream of a molten metal by subjecting it to the impact of high velocity jets, so that it will get attracted towards that carbide plate. The unit consists of a feed retainer and steam of air, generally 56 meter cube per minute, operating at a 7 megapascal, a target plate made up of a cemented tungsten carbide for producing the impact, and the supersonic nozzle target generated by or made up of cemented tungsten carbide, a compressor capable of conducting a high velocity. So in this process these units are there, and you can observe in that diagram also that one indicates it is a initial initial granulated particles are there entered into the gas. Along with the gas, these particles will come. That can be used molten particles, or that will be the larger particles that you are using for producing the powder, that will come with the help of along with the air. It is a first. Secondly, you can observe it is a nozzle, one kind of nozzle. So that nozzle we are using, it will convert the small velocity into higher velocity. At the end of that nozzle, that particles along with air will come with a higher velocity. Third point is the fine particles. After impacting to the surface, 4 is the targeted surface. To that cemented tungsten carbide surface is there. To that targeted surface, these particles, larger particles, will hit with the larger velocity, and these particles will be broken into smaller particles, and these will be spread or fall down. These 3 number will represent the small particles. And in fifth part, it is shown that a small details shape of that particle. That shape is generally a random shape that we cannot determine which kind of shape it will be. So this is a cold stream process. In this process, components, small particles with a high speed air are bombarded on the targeted surface to prepare the powder. This is a cold stream process. Next, chemical methods of powder production. Almost all metallic elements can be produced in the form of powders by suitable chemical reactions or decomposition. In second slide, we have seen what are the various chemical methods of producing of the powder. We are not going to see all these chemical methods in detail for production of powder. Just we will see one method, that is a reduction method for producing the powder. Now, mostly the chemical methods are based on the decomposition of a compound into elemental form with the heating or with the help of some catalyst. So in most cases, such processes involve at least 2 reactants. First is a compound of metal, and second is a reducing agent. This chemical method, we are looking for the reduction reaction. In that reaction, 2 components will be involved. First is a compound of a metal, and second is a reducing agent. So in that first reaction, you can observe MO plus R, that means metal oxide plus reactant. It will give you metal plus RO, that is reactant will react with oxide and form metal, other kind of oxides, and metals will get separated from that metal oxide. So manufacturing of the metal powder by reduction of oxide is extensively employed, particularly for iron, copper, molybdenum, etc. For these applications, particularly we are using the reduction oxidation process. So general reaction I have shown there, MO plus R, it will give you M plus RO, that means metal oxide will react with reactant and metal particles will be formed along with the reactant oxides. One example is also shown here, production of iron powder by reduction of iron oxide. If magnesium ore is used, that means Fe3O4, this is a magnesium ore, it is reacted with some one kind of if the magnesium ore is acted with the limestone, then the following reaction may occur, that is Fe3O4 plus thrice CO. Limestone is a reactant used here, and magnesium ore is one kind of metal oxide ore, and from that metal oxide we are extracting or removing small particles of iron, and that reaction you can observe FeO plus thrice CO2 will get formed, and again to that FeO, if we react carbon monoxide, that carbon monoxide will form CO2 and iron particles will get removed. So by using this kind of small reduction reaction, reduction oxidation reaction, you can produce the metal particles also. So this chemistry base for this must be known to you. Reduction oxidation reaction, this is shown by the generalized reaction as well as one example also. So again, few more chemical reactions are also there, such as electrolysis reaction. In this method, an electrolytic cell is set up in which the source of desired metal is an anode, and it is slowly dissolved and deposited on the cathode, when from where the deposit is removed and washed and dried. So in electrolysis process also we can get metallic powder, but that we will not see here in detail. Just understand that electrolysis also is one of the process to produce the powder along with this reduction oxidation reaction. Now the advantages of this reduction oxidation reaction is a variety of reducing agents can be used in the process and can be economically when the carbon is used. Close control over the particle size. In previous mechanical methods we have seen that there is no any close control on the particle size, whereas in reduction reaction we can use or we can have the close control over the particle size. Porous powder can be produced which have a good compressive properties. Adaptability either to very small or large manufacturing units and either batch or continuous processes. These all are the advantages of this chemical methods reduction reaction. Limitations: the process may be costly if reducing agents are gases. Large volume of the reducing gas may be required, and circumstances where that is economically available may be limited. In some cases, however, the cost may be reduced by recirculating the gas. The purity of the finished product usually depends upon the entirely upon the purity of the raw material, and economic and technical considerations may set the limitations so that which can be attained. Alloy powders cannot be produced. By this process, alloy powders cannot be produced because we are producing the pure metallic powders here. So this is the limitation of the oxidation reaction process. Next is a atomization method of powder production. In atomization, atomization is the dominant method for producing the metallic powders and pre-alloyed powders also of aluminum, brass and iron. So these three metallic powders as well as its alloy powders can be formed by atomization process. In atomization, atomized powder is the powder produced by the dispersion of the molten metal into particles by a rapidly moving gas or liquid stream or by a mechanical dispersion. So in this process what happens, actually you can observe from that diagram. So in first diagram, observe that there is one ladder in which a molten metal is there or molten alloy is there, which is poured into the chamber which is having a opening through which you can pour that molten metal, and the small droplets of that molten metal will be passed through the high velocity water jets or water spray, or in second diagram it is a gas spray. High velocity gas spray you can use, or a high velocity of water spray you can use. Through these sprays that molten material is passed, so that there will be process called as atomization. These small molten particles will get solidified and they will prepare one kind of small particles called as a powder, and that powder will be accumulated at the bottom and we will get the molten powder. So this is the concept of a atomization. In atomization, generally this process will be employed for the materials which are having a low melting points, because easily we can melt that and we can pour into the chamber and pass that molten small particles, liquid particles, through the high pressure and high velocity gas or water spray, so that powder will get produced. There are few types of this atomization, such as water atomization and gas atomization are the major parts for our study. First diagram shows the water atomization and second diagram shows the gas atomization. In first diagram water jet is used, and in second diagram only difference is a gas jet is used. Few more types are there, that is a vacuum atomization, centrifugal atomization, a rotating disc atomization, ultrasonic atomization. That we will not go into details of that, only the two types we will study. And this method is generally used for materials which are having a low melting point, so that we can use that in the molten form, and you will get the powder. So this is about the production of powders. We have seen the three major methods of production of the powder. First is a mechanical method of the powder production, second chemical method, and third atomization method, or it is also called as a physical method of powder production, atomization method. First, in mechanical methods we have seen chopping, abrasion method, machining method, milling method. In milling method we have seen ball milling method, and then we have seen cold stream method. Chemical methods we have seen the reduction oxidation method. There is one more method called as electrochemical method is also there. Third, in physical methods or atomization method we have seen water atomization and gas atomization. By these ways we can produce the small particles of metal, that is in the form of powder, and the choice of this specific technique for production of powder depends on the particle size, shape, microstructure and chemistry of powder which is required in the final product. So depending on that parameters you can select any kind of the powder manufacturing method. So this is about today's lecture. Thank you very much.